Thank you very much for staying tuned to the Nigerian Television Authority. This is the Medley Show with me, Cecil. All right, last week on the program we talked about English, more of Nigerian English. We talked about some of the Nigerian words that have been added to the Oxford English Dictionary. We talked about some words which have come to stay, which has been part of linguistic here in Nigeria. We talked about mother tongue and so much. It was quite an interesting discourse. Though I wasn't here, Mercy Ricketts was here. She had Dayo, Benjamin Slani, and together they had a good time. And there was also quick apologies for some technical reasons. We couldn't take your messages last week. We see a couple of them, and we appreciate them as much as possible. I'll try to run through some of them as we get on with the program. All right, for those of you who would like to reach us and still contribute on our topic, which is the proper use of English, our phone line is 081 177 82020. The number is on your screen actually at this time, and remember, it's just a text message or a WhatsApp only number. You send in your contributions and be part of the program. Today we'll be talking about the proper use of English, and I have a guest with me, but we'll get to meet the guest because she's going to tell us how to speak English properly. Yeah, many times I read some messages, I hear some people talk, and I don't know, even though we're trying to build a Nigerian English, but if you want to speak Pidgin, just speak Pidgin English. If you want to speak proper English, let's speak proper English. Yeah, basically here in Nigeria, we promote the British English, the Queen's English, and that's part of what we'll be talking about on the program today. All right, but just before we get to talk English language proper use, let's talk about mother tongue interference. Many of us, well, in almost every tribe in the world, there are mother tongue affectation in spoken English. All right, Semben put this feature together and took a look at some affectation of our mother tongue in spoken English, some very popular ones. So have a look and then we'll be back.
The mother tongue of different tribes have effects on the way the English language is spoken by different individuals all over the world. We shall be looking at some tribes in Nigeria. First, let's visit Southwestern Nigeria, where Yoruba is widely spoken. For many who grew in this region, the letter H creates a strong interference when they speak English words. Some of the words include have, half, house, and honey. But for speakers who have challenge of producing the letter H, it will sound like av, af, house, and oni. The reason for this, linguists say, is that H is a sound not found in the phonetic repertoire of the Yoruba language. From the southeast, we have the Igbo language, but let's focus on those who speak the language in Anambra State. The indigenes of this area have challenge in placing the letters R and L in their proper places in words. For example, the rice left over from harvest is stored in a red-like silo, will be said as the lice left over from harvesting is stored in a red-like silo. The Hausa Fulani in northern Nigeria also have similar interference, but this time it is a misplacement of the letters P and F. They also have the added difficulty of pronouncing the. For example, the promise of peace made the rebels stop all forms of force. Will be said as the promise of peace made the rebels stop all forms of force. The Ibibio in southern Nigeria also have similar interference, but this time it is the misplacement of the letters J and Y. The words young, yellow, yam, junction, jump, and jade will be called jong, jello, jam, junction, yump, and yade. Mother tongue interference in spoken English is a normal except for those who make conscious effort at eliminating them. Are there other affectations you know? Share with us on The Medley Show.
Okay, thank you very much. I like that. When I was growing up, there was this joke that we talk about those people who speak the Calabar. When you want to say something like, I was going to the junction, a jaguda jack my jacket, and I jump over the wall. It will sound like, as I was going to the junction, a jaguda yak my jacket, and I jump over the wall. All right, this is just on the lighter side, just trying to kid around. All right, thank you very much, Ben. So we can see that in almost every tribe, I don't just think in Nigeria, there are this mother tongue interference in spoken English. Anyhow, it's time to meet my guest. My guest is basically, she's English. Well, she speaks English like she actually speaks English. And she is an educational consultant. She's of Her Majesty's Inspector. Her name is Terry Hun. Terry Hun, thank you very much for coming around.
Thank you too for having me. I really feel delighted to be here and feel special. Thanks again.
Okay. By the way, do you have a Nigerian name? I mean, you've been in Nigeria for some months, I think. So
yes, I think a friend from, I think it's Igbo tribe, gave me one. Is it Igbo or?
Igbo, yeah.
Igbo?
Okay, it's Igbo, but the Igbos will call it, the actual pronunciation is Igbo. Can you say Igbo?
Igbo.
There's a G and a B together.
Igbo.
Don't worry, we'll stick with that. Igbo is fine.
Igbo.
Yes.
Put it E and a G. Egbo?
The way it's pronounced is the I, this is the E. Then there's a GB, that is the B, Igbo, GBO. Instead of, but what you're pronouncing is IBO, instead of IGBO.
Okay.
But don't worry, for non-speakers, even in Nigeria, many people just say Igbo and we're fine.
Okay.
So what's your Igbo name?
Olohune. It means something like teacher or professor. So I hope it's the right thing. I hope I'm doing it justice by saying it right.
Okay.
But it's on my Instagram. So
okay, it's on your Instagram. All right.
Because that's the name I use on my Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, maybe before the end of the program, someone will give you a name from their local dialects too. Okay. All right. So the feature that just ended, we talked about mother tongue interference. I know in Nigeria we have so many of such different tribes. They have this affectation of the mother tongue in spoken English. Is a worldwide thing?
Yeah, it's natural. It's a real worldwide thing. I was just listening to that person who's talking about the Yorubas and how they leave off the H. And I would say almost all Caribbean countries, particularly in Jamaica, we never say the H. And now we know where the connection is, because that was quite surprising to me that they too, must be where it was handed down from. Because really, I had to be in England a long time before I actually just say H's naturally. So it is really a worldwide thing for us to adapt language into our circumstances and into the situations where we are, leave off, add on, and so on. So it's quite a natural thing.
Okay, so of course, many times we're worried, and growing up, sometimes parents try to make their children speak the British English like the Queen's English, and as such, they tend to lose their natural tongue.
Yeah. I think it's unfortunately it's a sort of feature of our connections with colonialism, that anything that comes natural and organic from our society is never as good as the society of the colonist. And so even in our society, when we were growing up, you dare not speak patois, you dare not speak any sort of local language. I remember going to school and answering yeah, and I was about 4 or 5 in Jamaican dialect, yeah, and I had to write yes 1,000 times. So it was quite sort of funny that this sort of legacy, and unfortunately, for black people, we just think, especially in older generations, that anything that's organically ours is never as good. Hopefully that is changing.
Hopefully that will change. All right, now let's now go into our discussion proper. Use of proper English. I remember speaking with you outside, and we talked about the fact some words you've noticed during your short stay here. Drop, for instance. Yes, I mean, would easily say I want to drop my bag. I want to drop my bag. So what you say?
I found it quite weird when I just came, because drop to me means that something is coming from a high position and going into something low, and therefore it makes a sound or it might cause damage. So to hear students and everybody telling me they're going to drop their bag, and I'm trying desperately to say, actually, you're placing your bag from one place to the next. So I'm going to put my bag in the other room, or I'm going to place my bag on the desk. So it's really getting the right synonym in context.
All right, what other word have you noticed?
I think another one that struck me is this pick, because pick seems to be used in a lot of cases when people are trying to take somebody from one place to another, or can you remind me? But for me, pick means you have a choice, and therefore you're picking your choice out of this lot. So that for me, so to hear pick being used as being moved from place to place again, or so it's sort of.
Right now you have an idea about that drop and pick. I mean, it's civil. You are talking about dropping a bag. It's even as bad as I want to get off the taxi. You say I want to drop. Like yes, we actually Nigerians we drop from a taxi. She has also known that drop is from top to down. So I don't know how you want to do it, but all right, it does alight from the taxi. You know, we're going to talk a little more. But meanwhile, I caught up with there's a teacher. He was one of the top 10 global teachers, won a Global Teachers Prize. He has a unique style of teaching English language. So we caught up with him and met with him, and that won him an award, the 2020 Global Teachers Prize. Yes, he's Nigerian in the local school here in the FCT. All right, we put this together, and it's for a viewing pleasure. Don't forget to send in your messages, ask questions on the use of proper English, and our phone number once again is 081 177 82020. That's the number showing on your screen. All right, let's go have a look. Let's see the feature on Okbeifa, the Global Teachers Prize winner.
The unique part of my teaching style is the fact that it is not common in secondary school. It is called edutainment. You find this in primary school, and it started like this. Okay, in primary school we learned most of what we learned through songs, A, B, C, D, and then 1, 2, 3, like songs will be played in class. And suddenly we got to GSS 1, or even around primary 4, primary 5, the so-called A, B, C, D and 1, 2, 3 mixed together returned to algebra. And then teachers got to the class, and then they would frown and cane would start. And I discovered that students were not really learning. And one day I started it, like, okay, let's just play with something. I didn't actually mean it. It was just like teaching sound system in English language. And I remember a lecturer, Dr. Odeyemi, now he would teach sounds like ba, da, ga, and then we say badaga. And it started like, as I told the student badaga, and they followed suit like that. Uncle, what are you doing? Is that a rap? And then we went through like that and discovered, okay, this is the language of the students. And I think speaking their language to teach them in their own world, you actually get to them very well, and it will really resonate with them. They will understand and they will flow easily. So as soon as I discovered that yes, this one will work for them, I adapted it. And I adopted it rather, and it became my major style of teaching. Sounds in English language. Let's go. Badaga, pasaka pasa, sacherisha. Again. Badaga.
People will be amazed, like, wow, like how did he try to come together? But it's just mindset. It's about the way you feel about yourself, the way you talk to your students. Because without knowing Mr. Okbeifa, I would have thought maybe he's one of these major teachers in these big schools. But coming here and meeting him one-on-one, he's an excellent teacher.
No matter where and what you teach them, they want to understand it in the perspective in which he is looking at it. And so we have seen Mr. Okbeifa as a very good material for the school, because he has trained several of us, including me, who is his HOD.
I teach English language, and I have used this in English language. I actually learned this from the science teachers. I remember in my primary, GSS 3 or SS1, GSS 3, a teacher was teaching us integrated science, and we were to learn the first 20 elements. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, and like that, the 20, and then the element to HLE, Bebisinov, Ninamaga, CPC, Klaka, to help me to line out all the element, the symbols and the rest. So the teacher will teach that way, we'll mix it with our local language in a way, and then we will get it. That's from science. Mathematics teacher, one day we invited one to our club one time, and she went like singing one of the formula. She turned the formula into a song. So I learned it from mathematics and science. Then I said, no, if this can work for maths, I think it can work for English language, and it can equally work for all subjects. But for me, I've used it in English language, and it has been working for me.
All right, that's Okpefa, the Global Teachers Prize nominee. He actually was among the top 10. And his style of teaching English is edutainment. Did you get that? He tries to bring entertainment into, the children like music. So he goes and tries to make music, the sound in English. He makes it musical and they can follow.
I think anything you do to get pupils' attention and engaged is always the best thing to do. It is something I admire because he's got all the children engaged and he's making the children interested in the subject. Too many times you've been in classrooms and teachers are lecturing from the front, and they're lecturing from the front children who are 6, 7, even up to 15, 16 years, and they're lecturing from the front or writing on the board and children are copying, and you sort of question, what are they learning? How are they learning? Because I know and you know that after talking for 5-10 minutes, nobody's listening. And for you to be able to do a lecture in front of young children for more than 10 minutes, to me it's always a wonder to see how these children are well behaved and manage to sit through that. But I really applaud him that he has found a way to get the majority of students engaged.
All right, now let's talk about there's something he mentioned there. Sometimes our syllable, we break it into maybe a syllable that should be like 2, we break it into 4. You know, I don't know, maybe the teachers, that's the best way to understand this. For instance, he just mentioned, we say, is it science or science? Or how is it in English?
Science.
Science.
Because the C is silent. And so with listening to most of the teachers here, there is that sort of emphasis to pronounce the C. And so science come out to it being 2 syllables instead of just flowing once. So it goes science for most people here, when really in English the C silent, we just say science.
Science, okay. Then another is geography. Geography.
And it's really harsh on the ears when I hear it, simply because geography. And I look at the language. I haven't been able to study Nigerian languages much, but I look at children's name, and I know I have difficulty. And now I can see why they would pronounce geography as geography, because most Nigerian words will have a consonant and a vowel, a consonant and a vowel, a consonant and a vowel. Therefore, there's hardly any words that have 2 or 3 consonants together, and so there is that always choppy sounds with words, and so it would be almost automatically, if you haven't heard it differently, to call it geography.
Okay, now let me tell you something. The gas that we put in our car, fuel, what's it called? We
Fuel.
call it fuel.
Fuel.
Good, welcome. In Nigeria, we call it fuel.
Fuel.
It is, people of God, it is fuel,
Fuel.
not fuel. All right, so let's move.
But that is interesting, because even in the United States, for example, when I go to the United States and I hear them say dollar, and I'm going, it is dollar. So therefore, it's not a Nigerian or African thing. It is sort of a thing worldwide that people will pronounce things differently. Because to me, most of the United States, their O's sound like A and their A's sound like O. And
All
so
right,
it is sort of, yes.
All right, let's move on to another. I have a couple of words here that are popular, some English words that Nigerian pronounce wrongly. When you want to change the...
Change the gear.
What?
Gear.
In Nigeria, we call it... What's it called? Jie. Jie. We don't call it Jie. I know.
I haven't heard it, but...
Okay, what about OIL?
Oil.
It is oil, not oil.
It's 2 syllables again.
Yes. So
instead of 1.
yes, we'll just call it oil. Oil. Very, very sweet. Okay, the search engine. Google.
Google.
Huh?
Google.
It's called Google. Nigerians, what do you call it? Google. Nigerians, we call it Google. Google.
Yeah.
All right, Google. All right, when something is big, G-I-G.
Gigantic.
Gigantic.
Gantic.
Gigantic. We call it gigantic.
I think he was saying the same thing about the age, the G's
Yes.
and the age from another tribe.
Now, Christ has 12
Disciples. Apostles.
apostles. We call it apostle. You see that T? The Nigerian, it will sound. Apostle. What you call it? What is it called?
Apostle.
It's
The
called
T apostle.
apostle. The T is silent. Okay, it's silent. Good. All right, let's move on to an attorney. Attorney.
Anthony.
It's pronounced what?
Anthony.
Anthony. Anthony.
NTA.
The lawyer.
And why?
The lawyer. No, the lawyer. The barrister. The legal person.
Attorney.
Attorney.
Yes.
It's called attorney. But in Nigeria, we call it Anthony. Anthony. Yes, Anthony. There's an N that we just import from somewhere. I don't know how, but everybody understands that. All right. B-O-M-B. Like...
Bomb.
Bomb. It is bomb, not bump. You know?
The B is silent
yes,
again.
the B is silent, but welcome home, we call it bomb. You know, the comb. You know, we got to pronounce that. All right, I owe you, I'm in D.
I'm in debt.
Debt is what?
Debt. If somebody owes you debt.
Is it?
Debt.
There's the B, you pronounce
Yes,
the B?
yes. If it's deep, then it's a different sound. But if it's money, it's debt.
Debt. Oh, okay, good. All right, what about E-P-I-T-O-M?
Epitome?
Epitome.
E-P-I-T-O-M-E.
Yeah.
Epitome.
Epitome. Yeah, epitome. Well, we call it epitome. Is it something like that? Yes. Yeah, I don't know how it got there. Then, the plumber.
Plumber.
Yeah, it's a plumber. It's a plumber. It's a plumber, not a plumber. Go and get me the plumber. All right. Something you do every day, something that is like R-I-T.
Ritual.
Ritual. It's called a ritual, not a ritual. I don't know how we do it, but we call it a ritual. A ritual. Well, it's a ritual. Good. If you get a little allowance for something, S-T-I-P-E.
Stipend.
It's called a stipend.
Yeah.
Stipend, not a stipend.
I think some
people
places do call it stipend.
stipend.
It depends on which part of
Maybe
the UK you're from. So, because as you know, up north and south of UK, you pronounce things differently. So you can say stipend.
Okay, some say stipend.
Yeah.
All right, and the knights, the soldiers, they have this.
Oh, the knights.
Yeah, the S-W-O-R-D.
Oh, sword.
Sword. Yes, but the Nigerians will call it sword.
Sword.
There is this, it doesn't more sound.
Sword.
Yeah, but my dear people, it is sword.
Sword.
Yes, you heard that. Not sword. Okay, all right, let's go. The world's slowest animal, the
Sloth. Is it the sloth?
The
Tortoise.
tortoise. It's a tortoise, not tortoise. People, it is not tortoise. It is
Tortoise.
tortoise. You heard that? Good. All right. So today is what day is today?
Wednesday.
Today is
Wednesday.
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 Not But we pronounce Wednesday. We just break it. Break it. Wednesday.
Yeah.
They're very quite some interesting Nigerian words there. All right, verbatim. Verbatim.
Verbatim.
Verbatim. All right, okay, I think we get
Yes.
that. Now, when you want to listen, you want to hear your listen, is it listen?
Listen?
Listen, okay, like listen, fasten, hasten.
Yes.
All right, we call it listing, fasting, fasten your belts, hasting. I don't know. Well, we just make.
But if it's TING is fasting.
Yeah,
So
no, but
but listen,
it's the
fasten is a
the en. There's
yes.
fasten,
Fasten, listen.
listen. Okay, welcome to Nigeria, where we make sure we pronounce everything. Let me see a couple of messages. Please try not to call. I see a couple of you trying to call. I appreciate that, but just stick with sending in messages so that we can take as many as possible. All right, who is here first? Okay, who is this? Hi, I'm Caroline from Sokoto. Like, seriously, you guys are doing a great job. God bless you. Oh, Caroline says we're doing a great job. She's
Thanks, Caroline.
from Sokoto, somewhere in the northern Nigeria. All right, who is this? Cecil, I've missed you so much. Your program is the best. I can't get your name, Bonerge from Owerri. Thank you very much to you. Okay, someone says you should please pronounce metabolism.
Metabolism.
Metabolism. Did you get that? Metabolism. Okay. Anyhow, okay, someone just saying hello to us. Thank you very much. Please, I see you trying to make phone calls. Please don't call this number. It's a text-only number. All right, we'll go in and take a look at some words. I think it's called homophones. Some words that are spelled same spelling and different meaning.
Yes.
All right, we'll have a chat on that as soon as we get back on this break. Let's look at this feature put together by Noah Akoni on words with same spelling but different meanings. All right, those are called homonyms. So, yeah, words with same spelling but different pronunciation. Now, you didn't get to hear the pronunciation of this word, so I would request that we take the video all over again so that Ms. Terry can pronounce some of these words for us. So let's look at the very first one there. But meanwhile, I see a couple of your messages coming in. Thank you very much. Some people want you to pronounce some words, so would. Okay, if the video is not ready, I guess. All right, so let's see the very first word there. The very first word there is...
Well, if it's a desert where nothing grows, that's desert.
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 Desert, okay.
And if it's pudding, after we call pudding, that you eat after the sweet you eat after dinner, dessert.
Dessert. Okay. What's all right? Let's take a look at the next word there. Oh, people are asking. I really love your program. It's interesting. Okay, who is this now? All right. The next word is Okay, so let's take a few messages Some people want you to pronounce some words. Good afternoon. I love the corrections on the use of English words. Okay, someone is saying someone loves it. Thank you very much for educating us. Okay, who is this? Akachuku Nebo from Enugu State. And what's your question? Please don't call the number you're trying to call. I'm trying to read your message. Okay, don't worry. I'll try to read as many messages as I can. Okay, now, okay, before I take the next one, let's check the next word now. I think the next word is ready.
So, lie is quite easy. Lie is used the same. So, I think those, sometimes we call those homographs. Those are the words that are same, they sound the same, they're spelled the same, while only the meaning is different.
Okay.
So, lie. Lie.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, let me say this question. You did not answer my question from the last presentation. This is Kunta from Festac. Okay, I can't find your question. Please send in your question again. All right, good afternoon. My day just got better with this ongoing program. I'm having a great time. Keep up the good work, Muna. Muna, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Ifeanyi Shine Bright from Anambra State. My sister, you know, you're supposed to have finished show, but I'm learning new things regardless. Thanks for the show. Okay, he's saying that when you say I don't expose the finish show, like I've already let out all our secret of speaking bad English. But he says nonetheless that he's enjoying the program. All right, so let's say the next word there. The next word is
overlook. And again, you can see that has 2 meanings. Overlook, if you manage to miss something, especially reading a paper or doing something, you overlook something, could be quite bad for you because it's a mistake. And then to see from a high vantage point, which is overlooking the hill or the mountain or something like that.
All right, so before I take the next one, my name is Goodness Okenwa. I really love this program. It's educative and interesting. There are some words I would like the guests to pronounce. King.
King?
Like, yeah, the head of
the king.
The king. All right, love.
Love.
Love, okay. Mother.
Mother?
Yes.
M-O-T-H-E-R.
Yes.
Mother.
All right, and then
Father.
Father, and then the son.
Son. Son.
Okay, now
S-O-N.
let's pronounce G-O-D.
God. God.
God. Okay, I know the Americans will say it's God.
Yes, that's what I said. The Americans, they always sort of seem to blend into A's. It's one of the things, you know.
All right, someone wants to know, hello, great work. I love you, Mama, the English speaker. Please pronounce S-C-H-E-D-U-L-E.
Schedule?
Schedule.
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 If you're American, you might say schedule. I'm wondering if it's CHs, because the English always do things more difficult. So their CHs are usually K most of the time. But I think it's schedule for us and schedule for Americans.
All right, someone wants you to, he also wants you to pronounce schizophrenia.
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 Okay, good.
The CH is a K sound.
All right, a rank in the military,
Lieutenant.
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 Okay, now, dear English people, where did you find an F there?
That is it. The English goes off on their own tangent every so often.
This English.
And if it's American, it's usually lieutenant.
Yeah.
So they try to stick to the normal pronunciation.
Once upon a time, I used to hear it's an invitation card. Now it's an invite. It's just say, oh, you have
invitation.
Invitation.
It's still invitation.
It's still
Yes.
invitation. Yeah. Today I hear people say, send an invite. Well, all right.
It's us just being sloppy, but it's still invitation.
All right. Nice work, Blessing from Edo State. Thank you very much, Blessing. Someone wants you to pronounce. Please pronounce. Let's have her pronounce cucumber.
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 Cucumber. All right, and also incurred. Incur, to incur something, a debt or something.
Incur.
Incur.
Yeah, incur.
When it-
INCUR.
Yes.
Incur.
Oh, and if it's the past tense?
Incurred.
Incurred. Okay, oh people, it is not incurred. Yes, we just call it incurred and we are good and we'll move on with it. All right, so is this Mayor from Delta State. I'm really enjoying your program. Thank you very much, Mayor. I'm glad to know that you're enjoying it. Good day, Cecil. You are pretty and enjoying the program. Joel from Enugu. Thank you very much, Joel. I'm glad you're enjoying and I hope you're learning too. Oh my God, text messages, quite some messages. But you know what? I will take those messages, but that will be when we get back from a feature we have on tips on public speaking. Many people are shy to come out and face the public because, oh, they're going to laugh at me. Trust me, I won't tell you how it happened to me in secondary school. Yes, I was just hoping that, okay, this first floor should just open, I just go inside and nobody sees me and that is the end. But anyhow, here I am today talking to you. All right, so let's take a look at this feature on tips on public speaking, and then we'll come back to learn some of the tips on writing a good essays. And this one, she titles it...
Writing triplets.
Writing triplets. All right, so let's take a look at the tips and then we're back. All right, those are tips on public on public speaking. All right, let's take a few messages very quickly. I see so many. We have taken WhatsApp already. Let's take text messages. Hello, Cecile and our amiable guest in the studio. How do you pronounce the word courtesy?
Courtesy.
Courtesy. How do you pronounce W-R-A-T-H?
Wrath.
Wrath. All right, E-W-E?
You.
You. Okay, schedule. We've taken that already. Naomi from Calabar, thank you very much. Who is next? Nice one, presenter. Kindly ask our guest how many languages are there in Jamaica apart from Patois and English. Mike from Jos.
No other language. Patois is not considered a language, it's just a dialect. So we have one language, English.
I would like to hear you
Yes.
pronounce. I'd like to hear you speak Patois before I let you go.
Okay.
All right. Pronounce the second month of the year.
February. February.
Unahira.
February.
Unahiramba. Good. That is the word. Good. Hello. How you doing? You're doing greatly. Ademola Victor from Osun State. Please pronounce these words. Kerosene.
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 Ademola, you heard that right? Good. Thank you very much for teaching me how to pronounce Google. Oh, Lucy from Abuja. Lucy, you're welcome. Oluchi from Onitsha. I love this program. Thanks, Cecile. Thank you, Oluchi. We love you too. I'm Hannah from Ogun State. Cecile, I'm enjoying your program. Thank you very much. It's your brother, Yokolo from Benin. Oh, thank you. I like your program. Okay, we'll see many commendations. I thank you very much. Now, let's take a look at what you call the triplets. Many people, people trying to get admissions into some schools abroad or even just schools generally, or writing of essays. They say, write essay explaining your last holiday, write an essay explaining why you want to gain admission into the school, and they give you some pointers. Many people still get to fail this. People still don't know how to write proper essay. So what are the triplets, and how does it work?
I think what you have to understand, that every writing has a purpose. And because it has a certain purpose, then there are certain features allocated for that purpose. And, and also structure, how that purpose should be structured in writing. And when you're teaching writing, you have to teach these. In England, we call it the writing triplets.
The writing triplets.
And we have 4. And the reason we call it triplets is because there are 12 purposes of writing. Every writing in the world can be put into these 12 purposes. And we call them triplets because 3 of them overlap. They more or less have the same features, but the structure and some of the features might be a little different, or it might be heavily used in one and not as much in the other. And so we divide them into the 3 groups that are similar for that purpose.
Triplet 1, you say it's inform, explain, and describe.
Writing to inform, explain, and describe. And information writing is usually a lot of travel writing, or any writing in encyclopedias or information books. Explain is usually recipes or things like that you have to explain to people how to do. Yes? And describe is usually when you have to tell what something looks like. And even though it might be completely different from inform and explain, it goes through that same sort of purpose. Because if I'm describing something to you, I'm trying to inform you about it and explain what it looks like, how it works, and so on.
Okay, and the next, argue, persuade, and advise.
I think most people are familiar with that. The only difference with argue is when you are arguing on both sides. So it has to be on both sides. So I use that in school a lot with the children. Should we bring mobile phone in school? And of course they would like to come down on one side. And you say, no, when you argue, you're looking at 2 sides.
Okay, so
persuade is usually you're trying to persuade somebody for your point of view. So it's only one side you're going to be taking. But there are certain features you have to use in all 3. And advice is giving you advice. How do I take care of my pet?
Okay, so if, for instance, a school admission, they ask something like, why are you, and explain why you're enrolling into this program and what you aim to, or you aim to achieve with this program. Which of the triplets does it come in?
I think it's writing to, they've already told you explain. So therefore I would say writing to inform, because you need to inform them why you need to be on that program and why you want to be
in
it.
So that's in triplet 1.
Yes.
All right, let's go on to triplet 3. Imagine, explore, and entertain.
That's usually narratives, because more stories fall into that, to imagine, because you're using your imagination. Fiction. So even if you're writing a diary, it's still you're using your imagination. And so
all right, what's the next triplet? Imagine, explore, and entertain.
Explore, again, is writing, that again, travel writing, which you are using, and a lot of people tell it in story form. And entertainment is always a sort of novel story or something like that, or a narrative, but their features more or less overlap.
All right, the last one, analyze,
review and comment. That's usually university work, but we start children from even primary school to analyze a character, review this book, comment on how Shakespeare used language in Romeo and Juliet. So we still have the same sort of similar features.
Can an essay writing include a mixture of
all three? But it tends to be heavily on one side, because if they want you to analyze how the author develops this character, then it would be completely different from just commenting on it.
Okay, well, what about, is it possible I'm writing my essay, then I pick a little from entertain, I pick a little from describe, I pick a little from here, from the 4 or 3 of the triplets. Each of the triplets, I just go around and pick a little here, a little there, make a potpourri of an essay.
Then you'll end up with something having no structure and no focus. And every writing must have a firm focus for you to develop a structure around what you're doing.
All right, we have so many messages, so let's take a few more. Imade Ede from Benin City, I love the program. It is one of the best. Thank you, presenter. Thank you very much, Imade. My name is Emmanuel. Smiles, thanks again. I'm learning a lot. Right on. Okay. I am Yusuf Akabe from Karu Local Government, Nasarawa State. I've learned a lot. You guys are doing a great job. God bless you. Wow, okay. So many recommendations. Thank you. My name is Abdullahi JJ from Ilori. Okay, Abdullahi, please, you might want to send something else. Please, how do you pronounce water?
Water.
Water. Tony from Lagos, that's for you. Water. All right, our guest needs a new name, and here is one. Atitia, meaning teacher. Arnold from Akwa Ibom State.
Oh, that's very nice. I'll take that on.
All right. Someone wants you to pronounce mommy and daddy?
Mommy, daddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mommy, daddy. All right. Good afternoon. My name is Samson from Lagos. I love your program. Please pronounce B-A-T-H.
Bath.
Bath. Okay. Samson, you heard that. Good afternoon. You just got me laughing. Don't forget we're all Nigerians. Stop yabbing us. Okay. All right. Who is this? Who is this? Okay. How do you pronounce the word in E-N-R-I-Q-U-E?
I think that sounds like a Spanish name.
Yes.
It depends on the country. But QU is always a K sound unless...
All right. All right. For those of you saying I'm yabbing you, come on, we're not yabbing you. Now, when I started this program, I talked about the fact that we grew up learning English. In some homes, some parents make them English. It has to be English from home, and that's the first language the child learns. For some other homes, you have to learn your local dialect, your local language first. So we went on the streets and asked people, which language do you think should be learned first at home? And here was our finding.
To me, I think mother tongue, because, you're growing up with your mother. It's your mother that is like you know, from the infancy, breastfeeding you and all of that. So basically, moms usually try to educate their babies with their language sometimes. So babies tend to like copy their mother's language before any other second language or maybe another language. So I think the mother language should be the first.
Your mother tongue is supposed to be the first. Yeah? We are supposed to. It's supposed to be a serious subject in our schools that every child should start from that. Even in the junior something, this needs to be incorporated into the system so that you know it first. Because if we know our language, communication will be easier.
What is the official language in Nigeria? It's English. And so you need to speak English. Because at the point of creating unity in Nigeria, you will say something that the next person will hear and understand. If you say mother tongue will only end up dividing us the more. So hence Nigeria was colonized by the British, and the British left for us their language, which is English language, and English language forms the official language in Nigeria. I think it is better to attend to official matters in English. So much that Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Ishekiri, Ejo, Bachama, Angas, Fulani, whatever you call yourself, as you're within the agglomeration called Nigeria, the official language is English, and we will talk to each other and understand each other properly.
When you are coming up, you need to learn to know your mother tongue first. And after that, you know that for the rest of your life, you keep learning English. Because when a child is registering into a school, that is the beginning of learning English. But before then, I think the first thing is you know how to speak your mother tongue.
In a country that's as diverse as Nigeria in culture and languages, English language is our lingua franca. So we are supposed to communicate.
It's my mother tongue.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. Some of you say you have to learn your languages first. Well, if you ask me, now who I go ask? Okay, just kidding. All right, we've had a long time talking English, and it's been quite an interesting one. But it's sad we have to go, and I see so many of the messages. I was trying to run through some of them, but my director is going to yank me off the studio any minute from now, so I'll just say thank you very much for coming around, Miss. Oh, Patois! Please speak Patois.
Migan.
Migan. Migan, okay.
Finish.
Yes, Migan. Yeah, it sounds like what we speak too.
Yes, so that would say if I'm going.
Okay, tell us in Patois. It's been a nice time on the program.
Nice one.
Nice I can't say that one now. Nice one. Your English have taken over your Patois.
I know. The thing about it is, Jamaican English is funny because we just put phrases to mean nice. So if something really pleases us and we like it, we just say, nice one.
Nice one.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Terry Hon.
And thanks for having me. I really feel honored to be here. So thanks a lot.
What's that your Nigerian name? So if you want to find you on Instagram, so I can just go.
OLOUONKI, I think. OLOUNKI.
Igbo people, if you can pronounce that. But anyhow, thank you very much. I really had a good time, and many people are commending you.
I had such a good time. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, for me, it's let me speak the English. It's bye. It's bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, yo. People of God, bye-bye. Thank you very much.